Israel's military campaign has effectively dismantled Gaza's already fragile healthcare system, according to Azil Baydoun, Deputy Director of Advocacy and Campaigns at UK-based Medical Aid for Palestinians. Speaking to Al Jazeera from Ramallah, Baydoun said that 90% of Gaza's 531 healthcare facilities are now non-functional, and over 1,400 health workers have been killed. "When I speak to doctors in Gaza, they're exhausted, starving, and overwhelmed," she said. "Every hospital has been targeted, and medical staff are either detained or killed." Baydoun highlighted a recent airstrike on the home of 2 local doctors, which killed 9 of their 10 children, as part of a broader pattern. "These are not isolated incidents. They violate international humanitarian law and reflect a systematic effort to dismantle healthcare in Gaza," she said. Before October 2023, Gaza's healthcare infrastructure was already under immense strain due to years of blockade and conflict. Now, amid continued bombardment, what remains is described as a humanitarian catastrophe. MAP and other organizations are urging international intervention to protect medical workers and restore access to life-saving care for Gaza's population. The Palestinian delegation has secured the right to fly its flag at the World Health Organization, following a symbolic vote at the agency's annual assembly in Geneva. The proposal, introduced by China, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and others, passed with 95 votes in favor, 4 against, including Israel, Germany, Czech Republic, and Hungary, and 27 abstentions. France and Japan supported the motion, while Britain abstained. Though largely symbolic, Palestinian Ambassador Ibrahim Qureshi hailed the move as a step toward greater recognition within the United Nations system. "It is symbolic in one act, but a sign that we are part of an international community to help on health needs," he said. The vote comes on the heels of a broader Palestinian push for UN membership and amid renewed calls for Palestinian statehood, with France reportedly considering recognition. Lebanon's delegate described the decision as a small ray of hope for Palestinians enduring immense suffering, particularly in Gaza. The WHO, currently redefining its direction as the U.S. plans to exit the agency, recently granted Palestinians the right to receive outbreak alerts under its international health regulations. Palestinians remain official observers at the WHO and continue to seek full membership. A breakthrough draft ceasefire agreement has been reached between Hamas and U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff during negotiations in Doha, sources confirmed to Al Jazeera on Monday. The proposed deal outlines a 60-day ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, marking a potential step toward easing months of deadly conflict. According to details of the draft, Hamas has agreed to release 10 Israeli captives, 5 at the start of the ceasefire and 5 more on the final day of the 2-month truce. In exchange, Israel would release an unspecified number of Palestinian prisoners in 2 phases. The deal also includes the return of the bodies of several deceased individuals held by Hamas. While the agreement remains in draft form, its confirmation signals rare progress in indirect negotiations mediated by Qatar. If finalized, the deal would mark the most significant de-escalation since hostilities intensified last year. The proposal still requires approval from Israeli and Hamas leadership, but diplomatic sources suggest momentum is building toward a temporary pause in violence and a possible path to broader negotiations in the weeks ahead.